So the talk tonight is on aversion, how it's so common for all of us humans to have these moments and many moments where we say no to our experience and push away that which we don't like, don't want to have in our feelings and our experience. And it has the effect of the tightening in the body, a contraction and a holding, and that in itself reinforces the separate sense of self, this whole relationship of no, the tightening, and I don't like this. Through investigation, putting this under the microscope, we come to see that everything appears and disappears. As much as we think we have control over all this, we actually don't have a lot of control. In deepening in non-duality, the understanding of non-duality, there's letting go and just receiving that which shows up in our experience. And that which shows up in our experience, there's knowledge and wisdom. It's a visitor. It appears, it stays for as long as it will, and then it disappears. In that relationship to everything just coming and going, there's a kind of softening and a receptivity and an interest in what reveals itself, how long it stays, and when it goes. And in this relationship to ourselves, there's this shift that happens where it weakens the sense of a separate self, that I have to manage this, I have to do something with this, I don't like this, and that whole activity that is so quite deeply conditioned in us. It changes. There's an openness. You might ask, do I become a victim or a wallflower to just everything coming, whether I like it or not, if I'm in this stream of everything coming and going? Do I have any control at all? It's interesting how our intelligence starts to show up more as we're present, and we are able to just be here and retrieve our minds back to presence and just be here more and more and more. On the progressive path, there's a cleaning up, a kind of cleaning up that happens. And I remember as a Buddhist working with the precepts and upping the ante on ethics and not creating as much karma for myself or for others through my activities, through my actions, through my relationships. That was good, hard work in a way, cleaning up. Ken Wilber has the saying, clean up, grow up, wake up, show up. These four things, and he's kind of packaged it that way. And so in the cleanup part, there's just not as much strife and there's not as much complexity and difficulty in our relationships with others. There's a term in Buddhism also as akusala karma and kusala karma. Akusala karma is karma that is negative. It comes with a negative impact and it creates more karma, and people suffer and we inflict karma on others and they suffer. And then kusala karma is that sense of good karma, that which flows, that which just supports. And so all of this sort of, eventually in non-duality, we live more and more in direct experience. And in direct experience, there's a huge amount of letting go and trusting and feeling vulnerable, because we're not living from this place of, I have control and this is me and that's you, in that subject-object relationship as much as simply flowing, going with what's revealing itself, what's streaming through moment to moment. It's interesting, back to what I was saying earlier about, well, are we just victims to our minds, to our experiences, to what just shows up? And I'm saying, well, by practicing precepts and kusala karma and shifting our lives in a way, we just don't draw as much of that negativity towards ourselves. And then it opens more of a possibility of living indirect experience, moment to moment, without effort, without trying. It's just this So the vulnerability, there's a lot of trust needed in this kind of vulnerability because we don't have control. We realize we don't have control. And there's a lot of trust that needs to come because we're naked and we don't know. Yet there's a great amount of intelligence that's operative in this place of direct experience. So it's like, you know, a personal evolution in a sense. Where our discussion will go is how to let go and just be in direct experience, how that just shows up when we do let go more and more and more in our lives. So I'd like to pause it, and then we'll just talk about this more.